The Zzyzx or the Zzyzx, I still say Zzyzx. I don't know. Made by Acidwrx or Paul. It is really fucking cool. This knife is channel titanium, and despite its size, it's very tall, and these handles look very they look like heavier and they look hefty. It's not actually that heavy. I don't know off the top of my head. I guess I can double check real quick how much it weighs, but essentially it's not that heavy. And despite actually how long and how much material there is, it is so perfectly balanced. Acidwrx. It just does everything I want it to do. Now the thing about this knife is the base Zzyzx. It is about $950, and there's two versions. There is the Abyss, which is this rounded blade, and the Incept, which is a bit more of a triangular point. Apparently, the Abyss just has like a little bit more tip weight, and the Incept has a little bit less. This knife weighs 4.2 to 4.3 ounces. That's the same as a Kraken, and the Kraken's aluminum. What the fuck? There's no speed channel either. Oh, also I inked my blade, which I'm very proud of. But the black ink pen was giving me a lot of issues. I did get the Abyss and the serial number down, 36, I think. Yeah, 36. But the other text was giving me some trouble, and I just yeah, I don't know how they made a titanium knife this long and this like sturdy feeling. It feels really durable and hard, and not even just like a brick like how the IBAS is or the Chab is, but it definitely has a lot of like this material that I don't really worry about it getting damaged too much. Obviously, if you beat this knife, it will be beat. This version, this Inked-Out version with a stonewash blade is like $1,150. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of fucking money. I did not pay that much, but I still paid a lot of money from someone who did buy this new. And funny enough, Paul was actually like, "Oh yeah, 36. That was a good one. That's like really well tuned." I'm just like, "Damn, you can just remember that." But yeah, this is the Abyss inked, or like stonewash blade, black handles. Sometimes they come with gold, like hardware. And I was like, Paul, can I buy that? And it was like $15. I'm like, you know what? I might just not. Or maybe it might have been more. It might have been like $30. Doesn't matter. Allegedly, I mean, not allegedly, but he did say that there is a third blade shape coming out called the Lazarus. I don't know what it looks like yet because he hasn't said. He's waiting for it to come back from machining instead of just revealing a 3D model of it, which makes sense. It's more hype. But these knives they're machined by JK, and unfortunately, JK apparently charges a fucking buttload to machine knives. Any knife made by him sells no less than $800, and I believe it's things so that his own knives like the Orca, the Embargo, and the Monarch, but also the Zzyzx from Acidwrx, the Phobos from A51, the Solo by Hanson Metals, the Goose by Arthur Goins, the Telesto by Henninger Designs. I think that's machined by JK. But all these knives are north of 800, and their sell value new. I think most of them sit around $1,000. Though I have seen the Goose and the Telesto sit around 700 to 800 for resale, whereas not so much for anyone selling for under 1,000 for the Solo or the Zzyzx. Oh, and the Gigas too. I think the Gigas or the Gigas by WB Concepts, I believe, is machined by JK. And oh my god, all these knives are north of $1,000 on the resale value too. You can't really get them for less. I did see an Orca sell for 775 once, and I was just like, what the fuck? I didn't go for it because I don't really want an Orca. I'll try one. I don't know. I feel like JK's overrated, but this knife is so cool. Again, there's nothing like this. These handles that have these really beautiful patterns, and this milling out, and apparently it's based off of a tuning fork with the way this ball thing is down here. You can get a ring silencer from Zippy, but frankly, I love how it looks and it sounds. You know, just a little bit of flavor. I've seen people who had normal looking handles that are now anodized green. I'm just like, oh, that's gorgeous. But this knife, it does everything. It fans, it flips, it ladders, it aerials. Let's see if I can do an aerial. Yeah, it has a very predictable aerial pattern. It has momentum because there's enough tip weight and ass weight, but not in a way that feels detrimental. I accidentally did a pseudo scissor. Ouch. The blade is not sharp. You can sharpen it. It is a live blade, but it's this gorgeous machine blade. And goddamn, the question is it worth $1,150? And the thing is, it's so hard to justify buying a knife for over $1,000. That's so much money. That's like, I don't even want to make a comparison. Otherwise, it's just gonna be weird. But $1,000 is a lot of money. You can use that money towards something very practical. And truth be told, this is a glorified fidget spinner. It's a knife. You can sharpen as a knife. I do not use this as a knife. It is not sharp. Even the pointy bit, it's not that pointy. And while I have other knives that are sharper, and there are still glorified fidget spinners, it's so much money. I do think that this knife is worth the craftsmanship and design. I especially applaud the design being so unique and so interesting and so fucking good. It flips so well. It's one of my favorite flippers. I don't know. I feel like I can autopilot and not think, and it made the Cygnus to me feel handle bias with how like fanning it is. And the Cygnus is lighter and it's small and it's neutral, but I was just like, well, going back to Cygnus, I was like, what the? I am confused. The Cygnus is half the price of the base version of this. Like the Cygnus is $450, and I think I can easily say that this is worth it. Yeah, that's still a lot of money, but in Balisong world, like this is a very, very affordable Grail, and this is not affordable. I just wish that like Machine Wise or someone made these instead, because I'm just like, oh my god, that would cut the cost down. And the Serif costing $700, yeah, that's expensive. It's a titanium channel blade where they milled the steel while it's hardened, and it goes through consumables that are like $90 to $180. You can see in Will Hirsch's factory tour video, and it's like, okay, yeah, Machine Wise, they have the best. Like a friend of mine made a video where the screws were not in the Serif, or one of the Machine Wise eyes. Maybe it was the Slift T, and it had virtually no play, no tap, no, and so like without screws in, it has like the most rock solid tune. This also has a really rock solid tune. So of course no tap, no blade rub, nothing like that. And so if the Zzyzx cost, I don't think knives should cost over $1,000 if it's CNC'd. That's just, I mean, power to the individuals who charge as much as they want, but it's just so much money. If it's handmade, it's made with Damascus blade, or, you know, like, Damascus, like, sure, obviously, whatever, but it's a lot. Anyways, I felt like I had more that I wanted to say about the Zzyzx. Oh, I listened to the soundtrack. It's fucking weird. It's cool. It's good. It's weird. And it's got lore. Again, this knife has lore in it. The unboxing here. It also has this gorgeous leather sheath, handmade, and it's just it looks great, feels great. It's a high quality leather as far as I can tell. I'm not a leather person. And yeah, and there's like a special like cloth and a polishing cloth that also like it's just the packaging, and a handmade wooden box with magnets. And I did an unboxing video, and I definitely talked a lot about stuff, and I definitely repeated myself about a lot of things, but this is my I spent some time flipping this, and holy shit, in my brain I want to keep this forever, but if I ever sell it, it's because I'm very tight on cash, and I would sell it for hopefully more than I bought it. But I don't ever want to get rid of this. I tried to trade other knives for a second Zzyzx even. And that one I wasn't sure I would keep. But again, I didn't even get that. It was just a trade offer. So if you have the money and you're looking for a $1,000-ish grail, I don't have a lot to compare it to. I'm hoping to try Gygas or Gigas. My brain says Gigas, but I heard someone say Gygas. I'm trying one hopefully tomorrow or soon. I've never tried an Orca or Solo. I'm hoping. I'm hosting a Boston Flippers meetup. So hopefully I get to try other knives like the Phobos and the Pluto, and a bunch of other things. Oh, and the Orca V1 and V2 or whatever the fuck. So yeah, but I'm very excited to share my fucking arsenal of wacky knives. And yeah, it'll just be good for community stuff. So anyways, this is the Zzyzx by Acidwrx, aka Paul Jenkins, I think. Really cool, nice guy who also handmade the wood boxes and the leather pouches, and he's just really down to earth guy. And I heard that if anyone had any trouble with their knives, he accepted it and took it in and fixed them up. And apparently the eventual second batch of these knives is gonna maybe fix a problem. This one is so well tuned that I don't have any problem, and I don't think I'll ever really need to worry about it unless it got ran over by a truck. And even then, I think it would be okay. So anyways, subscribe to my channel. Check out my other videos. I cover a bunch of different knives. This is definitely my most expensive one. I might try a Gygas soon, and I'll definitely make a video if I do. But if you have anything that you want to see, comment below. Let me know what you think. And check out the coffee in my description. It helps keep this channel alive, helps me make these videos, and all the overhead costs of buying and selling and trading knives and all that shit. So anyways, take care. This knife is fantastic. If you can't afford it, get one. But if you can't afford it, I don't blame you. It's a really pricey knife, but this knife fucks. Anyways, have a good one.